Hello everyone. This is Brother and Sister Green, very old members of Mount Sinai. Pastor Hall was our pastor for a long time, but I'll let Elder Green tell you more about Pastor Hall.
Although Pastor Hall was not our first pastor at the then very young Mount Sinai Church, there are a lot of firsts that can be attributed to him. Along with being his beautiful first tenor voice, I can still hear him singing, "Under His Wings I'm Safely Abiding." He was the first to design and print for us a church directory. On its front cover page was the ABC, the conference office, head office, branch offices, Camp Victory Lake. Superintendent then was Mr. Irvin Jacobs, phone number for the campground, and directions how to get there by bus, by railroad, and taxi. It was the first to have a Mount Sinai tent effort, first to invite his elders to Sunday morning brunch at his home, first to lead us to purchase our church building where you're currently worshiping. Beside all that, Pastor Hall was a caring pastor, a true shepherd to his flock, a brother in Christ to everyone. Working with him as an elder and building committee chairperson was a great experience for me and also for my wife, who was his church clerk.
My memory of Pastor Hall was shared through Sister Celia Mott, affectionately called Aunt Tessie. Aunt Tessie loved Pastor Hall. One of the reasons was he was her taxi, her chauffeur to the airport. Every time she was going to Jamaica or coming back, Pastor Hall would pick her up and he was never late. I remembered when she passed, he called me and thanked me for taking care of Aunt Tessie. That was just the kind of person he is. I want to say to his son, his daughter, and his wife, thank you so much for sharing your dad, your husband, with Mount Sinai.
What I remember of Pastor Hall, he was a humble pastor. Also, his favorite hymn was Under His Wings. Every Sabbath, Pastor Hall would sing Under His Wings. And that's a song that I've grown to love every time I remember him. Pastor Hall, Verly told me that Pastor Hall came to the basement one day. He was mopping the floor. He didn't know how to mop the floor, and Pastor Hall took the mop, mopped the entire floor, and showed him how to do it. Pastor Hall's cars never last very long because wherever anyone wanted to go and he could take them, he was there to take them. He was a people person. Very nice man. That's what I remember from Pastor Hall.
What I can remember of I remember Pastor Hall because he used to get on me. He used to say, "Sister Brown, I don't know what I'm going to do with you." So I cannot forget him. He come to my house several times to pick up stuff to take to people's house. And also, what I can also remember, that I had a group, I had a choir, and when they were going to sing anywhere they were going, Pastor Hall would get all the members in his little car. That's why his car never lasts him long, because he's always picking up people to go here and there. So if Brother Miller could remember, I had a program called The Great Late Potentate, and we had lots of people come in, so that was half of the fund that had helped towards the church. And the members, we worked hard. We worked hard. We put everything we could. Even when they got the church, we were still putting in money. So Pastor Hall was one of our best pastors in the sense that he was kind, he was loving, and he's very jovial, you know, because I've encountered with him, Sister Brown, what am I going to do with you? So God, he died, and I'm sorry we couldn't honor him while he was alive, but I'm very grateful for this moment. And that's all I have to say. Pastor Hall was a great guy.
My name is Brother Miller. For those of you who do not know, I'm asked to give a short tribute to Pastor Hall while he was here at the pastor. Pastor Hall came to Mount Sinai 1980, and he was here until 1987. He did 7.5 years as our pastor. He was our fourth pastor. And we were at 140th and over in Springfield Garden, where we had overgrown that church. So it's like you have 10 children in one room. So we were ready to get on a new building, but we did not have any money to get the building. Finally, one Wednesday night, Pastor Hall, we all went to prayer meeting, and Pastor Hall was absent. And he came in before the meeting was over, and he told us that he heard about a building and he went to see the building, and they allowed him to come and see this building, which is this present building. So he made an arrangement with the ownership for us as members to come and see the church. So we came and we saw the church. Some of us already picked our seat where we would sit when we get the church. We were not even sure we was going to get the church, but that's how much we had wanted the church. And all we had at the time was $30,000. The church was for $465,000, and we did not know where to turn to get the money. Anyhow, Pastor Hall asked me to be his building committee chairperson, because we had a building committee chairperson before, and that person was saying that they would suggest that we build on what we have, which was that old building had like 18 violation, and it was a problem, and we would have to knock that down and to build again. And here we are seeing a church that is well furnished. You see what Mount Sinai, these are all the chairs and everything. So we would be better off getting here. And not only we were in a problem to get the building, there were other congregations with cash money need want the building to buy. So we would make appointment to see them, and if you miss your appointment, that's it. So, as I said, we come and inspect the building, and everybody was, obsessed with the building, loved the building, liked the settings and everything, but the money was not there. So we decided in our mind that Pastor Hall told us that we should not get discouraged, and wherever we are, and at 12 o'clock in the day, we should stop doing what we're doing and pray that God will open a way for us to get the building. Because remember, as I said, you had other denominations needed to get the building, and we have very limited funds. So after he had asked me to be the building committee chairperson, I proposed a letter, and I showed him the letter that we were going to send to all the sister churches to let them know that we saw this building, and where we are now worshiping, we are out of space there, so therefore we need to get the assistance of our sister churches. So we send a letter to the churches, and funds start to come in. We also send the letters to our business people. Those are the people that we deal with, and funds was coming in, but still we were still stuck for money. So we went to the conference, and the conference had decided to give us 50,000, and we asked the conference to give us a loan of 50,000. Now the old building that we have there, New Salem Baptist Church had offered to give us 150,000 for it, but that money was not yet, we didn't seal that deal, so we didn't get any money yet. So we asked the conference if there's anything they could hold on to that building and give us the 50,000 interest free. So we got that 50 that we borrowed, and we got 50 that they gave us. That was $100,000. But still, after, a lot of our members think that we could not afford it, so they scattered to, going to Linden, some going to Springfield, all over. But it's like 40% of us voted to buy the church, and we decided that, we're going to make God lead out, and God did lead out. So eventually, we came one Wednesday night to have a meeting. They had a caretaker here that would inform us, and the caretaker told us that we should not quote him, but the ownership is inclined to let us have the building. In spite of all the other denominations, they decided that they would let us have the building. But the guy said, do not quote me, because they did not give me a message to you guys. I'm just telling you what I heard in the meeting. So we started to put our bits and pieces, and then Pastor Hall started to ask the membership now for pledges. So we made our pledges, and we come in and we put our money together. So finally we were able to make the down payment, and we went and we got the building.